Over to Manu and Advika.
Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have with you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. A very good morning and Jai Hind to one and all present over here. I take this opportunity to welcome you all in the event Everyday Miracles Powered by Passion. I'm Manu.
And I, Advika, extend a warm welcome to our dignitaries, admins, teachers, and dear friends. This event, Everyday Miracles, is all about celebrating people who add the extra in the ordinary, each day, every day. So please put your hands together and welcome our esteemed guests for the day, Ms. Surabhi Singh Arora and Ms. Sonakshi. We are extremely grateful and excited to have you with us, ma'am.
Let's begin the event seeking blessings from Goddess Saraswati and our founder mother and father, and light the lamp of knowledge and guidance. May I request everyone to please join us for Deep Pratisthapana.
Without further ado, we start with the event. And for that, may I request our headmistress junior school, Ms. Vibha Rai, to shed some light on the idea and the concept of the event.
Thank you so much, Advika. Good morning and Jai Hind, dear students, parents, teachers, and viewers. I, with immense pleasure, welcome you all to the second day of this event called Everyday Miracles. Yesterday was the first day, and we all did realize that it's the jazba that makes a difference. And yes, the story has to begin with oneself. Today, in this series of interaction, we have Dr. Sonakshi and Ms. Surabhi Singh Arora as the guest speakers. And I'm sure, children, after listening to them, you will realize that they are a wonderful blend of music, dance, drama, and what not, even business. Everything is blended beautifully with passion, dedication, and emotion. I welcome you both, ma'ams, Dr. Sonakshi and Ms. Surabhi Arora, and my heartfelt thanks to both of you for accepting our request and taking out time for us. Thank you. Welcome once more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Advika. Manu, just 1 minute. We have been joined by the Assistant Director, Sunbeam Group, Ms. Pratima Gupta. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for taking time out for the event.
I'm super excited about all the amazing conversations that we are going to have with the two eminent guests present here in the Zoom room. But before that, with the permission of the guests, I would like to read out a brief introduction of you both.
Yes, please.
Our first guest of the day is Ms. Surabhi Singh Arora. Having done her schooling from City Montessori School, Lucknow, and her BCom from Lucknow University, Ms. Surabhi also holds a postgraduate degree in retail management from FDDI, Delhi. With having an experience of working with the Tata Group and then Snapdeal, she now owns retail stores in Delhi and does freelance writing. Her passion and expertise being lifestyle, fitness, digital marketing, and relationships. Welcome to Sunbeam, ma'am.
Our next guest, Ms. Sonakshi Gandhi, is currently interning from Apollo Hospitals, Delhi. She has done her Bachelor's of Physiotherapy from Amarjyoti Institute of Physiotherapy and her schooling from Cambridge School. Ma'am has volunteered at various activities like the 4th Annual Conference of Society of Indian Physiotherapists and has successfully organized organ donation and induction program event held at Amarjyoti Institute of Physiotherapy. In her college days, she was an active participant of Nukkad Natak competitions, group dances, Antakshari, Rangoli, and also in relay races. Truly an all-rounder, isn't she? And now, when she practices as a full-time physiotherapist, she is an excellent nail artist too, and has people from near and far coming to her, both for the physiotherapy and for nail art. We are glad to be hearing from personality, such shades of talent and passion. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
May I now request Surabhi ma'am to share with us some life experiences and inspiring stories.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So my name is Surabhi, and thanks a lot for giving me this platform to share my experiences. I hope I'm audible. So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm basically, as mentioned in my intro, I was born and brought up in Lucknow, and I'm currently living in Delhi. I am a retailer by profession, and I'm a writer by passion. And I own 3 stores. I sell clothing brands like Levi's, Puma, Nike, Benetton, and US Polo for men, women, and children. So basically, it's like a family clothing store. And I'm also a freelance content writer. I write for online websites. And by freelance, I mean basically, that I can choose my deadline to submit an article, and I'm not pressured for time. And I write for topics like business management, retail, lifestyle, um, social issues, fitness, travel, and even relationships. So that's the brief intro. And basically, I got into writing very early on when one of my English ma'am, she pointed out that I write my essays very well. I write my answers very well. So that kind of gave me a confidence to, write. And she suggested that, I should write every day, maintain a journal, and start writing whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking about a certain topic or a certain situation. I write it down. So that will help me in expressing myself, and that is going to give me a flair for writing. So that's how I started early on. That's how I started maintaining a journal and started writing. And I also read a lot because reading a lot also helps you to, open up basically your imagination. It helps you to find new words, find new ways to express the same sentence. So I used to, every day find a new word. I used to jot it down in my diary. I used to scan the dictionary. These days you guys have Google to access. You can quickly write a word and come up with a meaning. But back then dictionary was our savior. So that's how I got into writing. And around 3 years back, I took up a digital marketing course. It was a 3-month course that basically explained me the entire process, how online writing works, because it is very different from how you probably write your essays or how you write for print medium, like magazines or newspaper. The online writing is slightly different than that. You have to understand how the Google search it works, why a certain topic comes on top. So as a writer, you need to understand that and write in a particular way, so that when somebody, for example, type something like, travel destinations or best travel destinations to visit in India, so your article needs to come in the top searches. You need to write in a certain way. So that's why I took up that small course to, basically understand how it works. And now I've combined my passion with some knowledge, and I'm writing for various companies now, as well as I manage stores. So that is my brief introduction, guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights.
Thank you so much.
A physiotherapist, nail artist. Ever heard of that? Well, here she is, Sonakshi ma'am. Ma'am, we would love to listen from you, the secret mantra of blending your passion and profession.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for such a lovely introduction. As you all know, I'm Sonakshi Gandhi and I'm a physiotherapist by profession. Many of you might not know who a physiotherapist is, so I'll tell you. Physiotherapy is composed of two words, physio meaning physical and therapy meaning healing. So a physiotherapist is a doctor who treats people with different types of injuries or illness and disabilities through physical means like exercises, massage, etc. You all must have seen old people in your home complaining of joint pains, or you must have seen somebody with a white plaster on their arms after a fall. So we help these people come back to their normal life after their injury. Have you ever seen during a cricket match when a player gets injured, a team of doctors runs towards them? One of them is a physiotherapist. Kids, during COVID times, we physiotherapists helped a lot of people by teaching them breathing exercises. And physiotherapy plays a very important role in post-COVID recovery. But my passion is completely different. My passion is to paint nails, apply different nail paints, and do different types of nail arts on my nails. This is completely in contrast with my profession because I cannot have long nails when I'm treating people. I might hurt them or might put a scratch on them. So I found a different idea and I used artificial nails. I bought them and I painted them and I apply them right now whenever I want. So this way I can I do nail art and follow my profession also. So the best part of my profession is the happiness and the smile it brings on people's face when they are able to do things that they weren't able to do before because of their injuries. And I personally feel very happy when a patient who comes to a clinic with a lot of pain goes back home pain-free. Now I will tell you a little bit about my journey of nail art. I started painting nails when I was in class 10. At that time in my school, we weren't allowed to apply nail paints like you all are also not allowed. So during summer vacation, I asked my mother that can I apply nail paint? So when she allowed me, I tried to apply nail paint. But at first, I was very bad at it. And with a lot of practice, I improved. To apply just a basic thing like applying nail paint also took me a lot of practice. And at that time it was very difficult to buy nail art tools because these are not easily available in India. So I found solutions from my home, like I used toothpick, matchsticks, or my mother's old eyeliner brush. So that way I learned that you don't always need to buy professional tools to follow your passion. Sometimes there's a solution just right inside your home. And at first, my parents were very furious at me. They used to be like, Parlo, and just like you all mothers also used to tell you, ki Parlo, don't waste time. So she also used to tell me the same as I was in class 10th also. It is very important class. So that's why. But I found a midway. I used to apply nail paint only when I've done my day's study. Like I used to make ki ye padna hai, and then when I've done that, then only I used to allow myself to apply nail paint. Ma'am, can you share some photos?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
So this is a nail art that I did matching my dress. And this is me treating a patient. I was helping him stand. Yeah, this nail art, I was inspired by my own dress. Like I draw these lines and these checkered boxes from my palazzo. Okay, so the first one, I was having my exams, and so I had to cut my nails. Like we were not even allowed this little nails. So because I was sad, so I drew that on my nails, and I clicked a photo that my nails are also sad that I have to cut them. And this is me doing a nail art for my friend on freshers. The third one is rainbows. It was raining outside that day, and I was very happy because I really enjoy rain. So I did this nail art. Next slide, please. Yeah, this was also from my palazzo. This was when in I think in class 11th I did this. So I was like in very early days. So I did these draws with the help of toothpick. This design I did when I was during Diwali, and this the second one was for winter and Christmassy days. So the first one is the snow bulb, which was also done in winters, and it was very difficult because I'm not very good at drawing. When I was a kid, I was very, very bad at drawing. And so it was very difficult for me to draw this, especially with a thin brush. So at first, like I practiced on a page, then I somehow measured the size of the nail and drew that much on a page. And then I drew it on this. The other one is I drew clouds because just like inspired from the surroundings, it was a cloudy day. So I drew clouds on my nails. This is me working in a hospital. It was just before, like when the second wave has started. So we all were told to wear so many precautions, and it was very difficult working with so many things on you. Okay. So as you all know, that my passion is very unique. I don't know how many of you have heard people who apply a lot of nail paints. So everybody used to laugh at me कि इतनी nail paints कौन लगाता है, and who needs so many designs on their nails. But now whenever there is a wedding or a function around, everybody is like, Sonakshi, please do some nail art for me. In fact, my mother, who used to scold me earlier for nail arts, now whenever she has to go to a kitty party, she tells me ki please do my nails. And she loves to show them off to her friends also. Ki look, Sonakshi did these nails. Now I like to show you some of my nail art tools. So these are different. Can you see? Yeah, these are different types of brushes I have. Like this is very long for especially for drawing lines. This is for spreading nail paints, and these are extremely thin. Sorry, yeah, this one is very thin. And I also have a lot of dotting tools. So these are dotting tools. These help me to draw different sizes of dots, which I earlier used to draw with toothpicks or matchsticks. And because I told you I just started with my mother's old eyeliner brush, so I kept that also with me just to remind me that yes, it is like where I started. So yeah, it's like as important as it is to follow your passion, it is also important to study hard. And passion is something that provides you energy, and it keeps you excited. It never lets you get bored. Like I am never bored of doing nail art. And you all, like, I want to tell the kids that you will find your passion someday, but don't forget to study because it is also very important. That's it.
That was truly inspirational. Thank you, ma'am. May I, at this point, request the Assistant Director, Sunbeam Group, Pratima ma'am, to please address the gathering?
Thank you so much. Good morning and Jai Hind, everyone. And I want to extend an extremely warm welcome to Ms. Sonakshi and Ms. Surabhi. I have been listening, raptly attentively to your wonderful stories. What struck me is that multitasking to this generation comes so absolutely easily. It's a way of life for you all, you know. And so many times we tell ourselves that where is the time to do anything in our routines? I mean, physiotherapy is something which requires so much of energy, effort, dedication, commitment. Likewise, when Surabhi ma'am is pursuing her retailing, it's a 24/7 kind of a mental engagement. And then to side by side pursue something like writing and also nail art, you know. So the art and aesthetics has one aspect of it, as well as the beauty of conveying a lot using concise words and just the right kind of expression is also a phenomenal art by itself. So, dear students, what these two ladies have told you is the skill of what earlier times was referred to as Gagar mein Sagar Bharna, right? So you take a small little thing and you put in tons of energy, you put in tons of passion, and of course, dedication and commitment, and a never say die attitude, and voila, all your dreams come true. So the next time you people are going to trot out excuses to your teachers that you give us so much of homework that we really don't have time to prepare for the debate, or how can I take part in the poetry recitation, ma'am? I have to study for a unit test. I'm going to say, remember Sonakshi ma'am? Remember Surabhi ma'am? Well, then if they can do it, so can you. So my takeaway from this is I have to take a deep, long, hard look at my routine and ask myself that, Pratima, are you doing anything besides the work that Sunbeam asks you to do? Because if these two can, why can't you? So thank you so much for giving me a life lesson today with your wonderful art. And I am impressed. I am impressed. And Surabhi ma'am, you have to tell us the name of those blogs and articles and the sites where you put up your articles so that we can be reading them, because now we will be reading them with a very personal kind of interest. You know, oh, we know the lady who writes such wonderful stuff. And so now I'm going to request you also that we are going to be absolutely your ardent followers on your Insta pages, and we're going to check out anything and everything new. And to my dear little children, she started in class 10th. So don't you come to school with those wonderful talents and tell me, well, we learned it on Zoom. Okay? So we are all going to wait our time. We're going to bide our time. And she does it once she has gone to college. And she has also given you a valuable lesson that when she is working, she does not do these things. She does not carry these multiple hued mails to her workplace. Okay? So here's wishing all of you happy learnings and a very rigorous time of questioning the ladies and enriching yourselves. Thank you once again, Sonakshi ma'am, Surabhi ma'am. More power to your art, to your passion, and of course to your chosen professions. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Sonakshi ma'am and Surabhi ma'am. While listening to you and also with a little research of our own, we have a few questions for you both, maybe?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Our first question is for Sonakshi ma'am. Is there any specific memory connected with you choosing to master nail art?
Okay, there are many, but I think my favorite one will be when I had just recently started doing nail art, and I used to click a lot of pictures. So one of my friends told me to join to make a page on Instagram, and it was in my early days when an international brand emailed me that they want to collaborate with me. So the collaboration was that they will be sending me nail art tools, and I had to promote their products. When I saw that an international brand is so much interested in my little nails and is giving me such recognition, so I just thought that I should really master this art.
Thank you, ma'am. Surabhi ma'am, my next question goes to you. Retailing and writing, two completely opposite fields. How do you keep the balance?
That's a good question. I think the key to maintain balance for anything, is basically time management. So it's a difficult thing to do, but if you know plan your whole schedule down to the detail, so it's not entirely impossible. So I try to make a schedule. I attend to my stores from morning to evening, and from evening, I take out some time after I've done my chores, I've attended to my kid, so I start writing down. And during the entire day, I always carry a diary and pen, and whenever I get ideas, I jot them down. I do a little research, take out some articles, read them while I'm on the way to the stores, so. And while I'm at stores, if it is not a very busy day, I'll jot down points. I'll see how I have to basically write an article, because whenever you're writing an article, you need an introduction, you need some research, and then you need a conclusion. So I start jotting them down during the day, and I also attend to the customer while I'm doing it. Because for retailers, actually the most busy time is during the weekends. Saturday, Sunday is the most busy time, because that is when a lot of people come into the stores. But during the weekdays, it's comparatively slow, so I get a lot of time to think and do research. So that is when from basically Monday to Thursday, I write. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when I tend to my stores completely, because I'm swarmed with customers. So that's basically how I manage. Time management is the key to maintain a balance.
Thank you, ma'am.
You know what, Manu? My parents keep asking me, what do I want to be when I grow up? But it's so confusing for me now. So, Sonakshi ma'am, I know you're already grown up, but where do you see yourself 5 years from today? A successful, renowned nail artist or a healing physiotherapist?
So, 5 years from now, I see myself as a healing physiotherapist because it's my profession and I love treating people. It helps me like contribute to the society, and it brings a lot. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. Plus, nail art is something that I'd like to keep to myself only, or my friends, near and dear ones, and it's fun. It's my passion. But yeah, I think I'll choose my profession only from 5 years now.
Thank you, ma'am. Such powerful women we have with us today. Surabhi ma'am, our research and your LinkedIn profile tells us that you give major importance to fitness. But a year and more of lockdown, staying at home and sitting at one place. How are you keeping up with it?
Just a second. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Uh, it's been tough, especially because I like to run, and I have a park right in front of my house, but I cannot step out because of the lockdown. So during these times, actually, I took up some yoga tutorials. I've started doing yoga, and long hours of sitting actually took a toll on my back. So I've started doing some back strengthening exercises. And my advice to you all would be, because you are kids and going forward, you will have to sit for longer time, you'll have to study, start doing uh, back strengthening exercises, very simple exercises. And Dr. Sonakshi will agree to it. You'll Google it, and you'll see those exercises every day. If you do it for 10-15 minutes, then you'll have a more stable back. You can sit for longer hours without having that back pain. So I started facing that issue for last 1 year. So I've been doing more of yoga. I'm stepping out for running less. So that is one way. And if I don't get time for anything else, then skipping is one of the best exercises that I feel. You don't need much space for it. You just need a skipping rope and maybe a terrace, or even in your room. Every day, if you skip for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, that is all that it takes to maintain that physical activity, because it is extremely important during these times, especially how this pandemic is going, and from everywhere when you're not listening any good news. It's very important, this pandemic has put a focus on how you should focus on your health. That is the prime thing. You might have money for treatments, everything, but your health is one thing that is going to help you in the long run. So that is how I'm trying to maintain my fitness during this time. And that is what I'll advise to you all also, that do some activity, some form of exercise, even if that's for 15-20 minutes, but that will help you in the longer run.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sonakshi ma'am, I'm curious to know, how do you keep yourself motivated? How are you able to manage both physiotherapy and also flawlessly? Here I'm struggling to manage my homework and classwork.
Okay, it's a very good question. It's like nail art keeps me motivated because it helps me express my mood. Like I just in the video I showed you that there were nail arts like the rainbow one. So when I was very happy and it was raining outside, so I drew that on my nails. And during Christmas time, I do a lot of Christmas nail arts. And during Independence Day, I do tricolor nail art. And you also saw the Diwali one. So keeping up with the festivals and the trends, and sometimes like my dresses only inspire me. I buy things or I see some patterns, some paintings. Sometimes I do nail art out of paintings. So it's like seeing those things, it just automatically my brain runs like, how can I put this on my nails, and how can like what design is should be done and what colors should be matched with it. So it's like these things help me keep me motivated to follow my passion. Plus nail art sometimes acts like an escape from my routine, because I'm going to, as I told you, as you told me that sorry, you said that I'm going to Apollo. So it's like 9 to 5:30, 6 days a week. So after on Saturday night, it's like I'm very excited because that's the time when I do my nail art. And throughout the week I can see that nail art and feel like, yes, just 2 or more days to go and then I can do something new. So that's what keeps me motivated.
What an inspiring response. Survey ma'am, lately I've seen my mother ordering everything online, starting from crockery to cleaning agent is available online. So when the word is going for online shopping, retailing seems to be a thing of the past. Do you feel that there's still some scope in this field?
That's a good question. You know, when you talk about shopping, shopping is an experience basically. When you step out, you are you're going out with your family or you're going out with your friends. You go out and you eat out, you watch a movie, then on an impulse, you're passing by some shop and you see the window display, you like something, very nice dress or very nice shirt or shoes, and you urge your parents, my shoes are getting old, I need a new dress, I need a new shirt. And then you step inside a store and then you try new clothes and then you take the opinion of your friends, of your family. That whole experience is what makes retailing a very it's like an activity, it's a fun activity. So when you talk about offline and online, in my opinion, it will never go away, because you want that experience. During this pandemic, obviously it's been convenient to stay inside your home and order things online, and obviously you get good discounts also. But the moment everything is normal, you're fully vaccinated and you want to step out, you want to have that experience, you want to touch and feel a product. If you're buying a body lotion and all, you want to smell it before buying it. Those kind of experiences you will probably never get online. That is why I'm a firm believer that offline stores are not going anywhere and they are here to stay, because of the whole experience. I hope I answered your question.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
I also have a fancy for long nails, but my mother says that it's always the wicked witches who keep big long nails. Sonakshi ma, how did you find beauty in them? Our parents are always against long nails. They say it's not hygienic. What will you tell them?
Okay. It's like there are anything which is beautiful, like it's colorful. I find it beautiful. And somehow long nails give me a bigger canvas to draw. It is a little bit more difficult to draw on smaller nails. That's why I love drawing on bigger nails. And yes, it is a little bit unhygienic to keep long nails. So I always like maintain them, and I always keep them clean. During while I'm bathing, I also wash my nails properly. And I after eating, before eating also, I make sure that my hands are nails are and hands are completely clean. So yes, you have to maintain a hygiene if you have longer nails. But if it's not possible for you to maintain longer nails, then you can obviously opt for artificial nails, because you're also not having them throughout the day, and sometimes like they're a little bit difficult to tackle the real long nails. So you can just before going to a function, you can apply them. Like I just applied this 10 minutes before the call, and I'll remove this because I have to go back to the hospital. So yes, you can always opt for other solutions.
Thank you, ma'am. So, my next question for Surabhi ma'am is that the profession you chose does not fall in the list of dream professions. What made you open your own retail outlets?
After I finished my studies, my post graduation, I worked for corporate for around 6 years, and I worked for companies like Tata and Snapdeal. And while I was working there were so many times that I used to feel that, I can do this thing differently, which probably my boss would not allow or not agree with my opinion. So while I was working, this thought came to my mind that, I need to start something of my own. I need to be my own boss. And it was not an easy decision because it's a huge risk to leave a comfortable job and start something of your own. uh, but that was something that I wanted to do while I was working, and I started saving up money. And because I've done retail course, I my management major was retail, and my husband is also from the same field. So we combined our expertise, and we did a lot of research, and we thought that opening a retail store would be the best option for us, because that is what we know the best. And so combined with the thought that I want to be my own boss and I have expertise in retail, so that is how I decided that I should open my own retail stores. And honestly, it was not easy. I have closed more stores than I have opened. And I have over the years I have incurred a lot of loss also, but and especially during these pandemic times. But the whole satisfaction of owning something, the whole satisfaction of being your own boss, it's completely different. And that is what helped me to move on. And that is what helped me to keep pursuing it. And thanks to that, I'm doing well now. So yep, that is how I thought of opening retail stores.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sonakshi ma'am, we are buzzing with questions for you. But I promise it's the last question for you. Please tell us which one of the two, physiotherapy and nail art, is more inspiring or rewarding for you.
I think both are equally and differently rewarding for me. Just like physiotherapy is my profession, and it provides me happiness and satisfaction when I treat people. It's like whenever a patient who's not even able to stand, we make them walk with the help of some tools. So they are very elated and they're very happy. So treating such people gives me a lot of satisfaction, and it but whereas the nail art is something that helps me helps me express my mood, and it keeps me inspired throughout the week and every day. So yeah, but you never know, I might actually combine both of two and open a physiotherapy clinic where I, after treating patients, I do their nail art. So, yeah, over to you now.
Thank you, ma'am. Survi ma'am, with your permission, can I just go ahead with one last question?
Yeah, sure.
How do you manage work-life balance? How do you de-stress?
Work-life balance. Okay. I think the very cliched response to that would be, spend quality time with your family and, stuff like that. But I think the best way to manage, work-life balance is when you need to detach yourself. You need to detach yourself from work when you're at home, and you need to detach yourself from home when you're at work. So even if you're spending few hours with the family, if I spend, maybe, I get to spend 2 hours with my son, I make sure that, I'm not thinking about work, I'm not stressed about work, because obviously there are times when, you're stressed about your work. So I try to detach myself from work when I'm at home, and I put complete focus on my family when I'm at home. And that is, I think, the best way to maintain a balance. And you need to develop a switch in your mind when you can easily flip it on and flip it off. Like how you guys, when you're watching TV, you guys are not thinking about studies. So it's probably in the similar way. I when I'm at home, I'm not thinking about work. And yeah, that's how I maintain a balance. And to de-stress, basically, it's very important for every individual, to spend some quality time with yourself also in the entire day. If you find even like 30 minutes for yourself. So when everybody goes off to sleep, when I've put my son to sleep, so I'll take up my green tea, and I'll take up I love reading comics. I love reading Calvin and Hobbes. I love reading Archie's, or short stories. So I'll do some light reading like that. It helps you keep your childlike enthusiasm alive. So yeah, I read comics like Calvin and Hobbes to de-stress. So that's what I do.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering our questions.
I can sense excitement amongst the audience, and I see a few raised hands. Here we have a few questions from the audience. We have Tanishta Singh of class 4 with her question. Kindly unmute yourself, Tanishta, and go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Good morning and Jai Hind, everyone. I am Tanishta Singh of class 4D, and I have a question for Sonakshi ma'am. Ma'am, startups like Swiggy and Zomato have taken over the food industry big time. What's your take on this? Do you like order in your comfort food, or do you still fancy dressing up and going down to your favorite restaurant?
Okay. So I actually enjoy going out and eating more than ordering at home, because it's fun going out, and since we are not allowed to go out, so like when this pandemic will be over, so going out then will be a bigger thing than sitting at home and eating in your like bedroom and everything. I think it's more fun to go out and eat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now we have Manya Kushwaha of class 5A with her question. Kindly unmute yourself, Manya, and go ahead with your question.
Good morning and Jai Hind, everyone. I am Manya Kushwaha of 5A, and I am having a question for Surabhi ma'am. Ma'am, I'm in class 5 and I have many friends. But sometimes I wonder that when I grow up, will we still be friends? I heard in your profile that you have lived at many different places. How did you manage? What's your idea for an ideal friendship?
That's a very cute question. And probably at your age even I was concerned about something like that. But let me be honest, there'll be times when you'll grow, and you'll be far away from your friends, and you'll grow apart also. But trust me, you'll find new friends also. And I still have my childhood friends from school. I'm still best friends with them. And the only way you can do it for any relationship, actually, it's you have to keep in touch. And thanks to the technology these days, you don't have to worry about, you can message your friends, you can call them up. um, so it's very important, if you want to maintain any relationship, you have to keep in touch. And that is how I have friends from all parts of my life, from my school days, from my college days, from my work days. uh, and I think you have to accept the fact that eventually you will grow apart, but you will make new friends. And that is how, you should, that is how about moving forward it all means, you know
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, I can see Rajit Mathi of class 6D with his question. Kindly unmute yourself, Rajit, and go ahead with your question.
Good morning and Jai Hind to one and all present here. I am Rachel Maiti of class 60 and I have a question for Surabhi ma'am. Ma'am, if I had to ask you about one thing that you would never part with, what would it be and why?
uh, One thing that I don't want to part with, well, there are many things that I don't want to part with, but I think my Kindle for now, I think that will be one thing that I don't want to part with. I always keep my Kindle with me because I want to read. And there are so many books that I still have on my Kindle which I have not read. So yeah, I think that is what I would like to keep, not part with. Apart from other technology, there's so many. Even my phone, for that matter. I don't want to be apart from my phone.
As we near the end of our event, may I request Principal Sandeep Bhagwanpal, Ms. Gurmeet Kaur to propose the closing address.
So good morning and Jai Hind everyone. And although I joined a little late, but then it was really nice listening to Surabhi and Sonakshi Gandhi, both of you. And you know what a pleasure for these young children, a young uh, entrepreneurs and nail artists present in front of them, and so much of inspiration going for these children. It was just amazing to listen to both of you and your story. And I was just wondering, how do they manage all this? And I know, as Surbi was telling, that being an entrepreneur, she has closed more her shops than opening them. But nevertheless, what she told is the satisfaction that you get, from doing something your own. I think that is the biggest satisfaction that anyone can have. And I think that's a part. When you take risk as an entrepreneur, you run the risk of earning a profit or earning a loss. But then if you keep doing it, I know one day for sure you will be on top. And with so much of enthusiasm and passion, nothing can stop you from doing that. And for Sonakshi, wonderful, wonderful combination of nail artist. I wonder, because that's the only thing I lack. It's not I lack nails. It's like my nails are so fragile, and I just love when I see someone with long nails and painted and beautifully kept. And I wonder, how do they do it?
And this is what you see. So, when you both were talking to my students, I know so many of them would have got motivated and they would think, which road to take. Don't take the common roads which everyone is taking. As she said, find out your own niche, and find out time. And beautifully explained. And I liked your answer, about friends, because these children, when they grow up, they really miss their friends and teachers and from one class to another. But this is how life is. So thank you so much, Surabhi and Sonakshi, for taking out time and being with us and, sharing your life experience and your journey, ups and downs and everything. And we'll look forward. I think my teachers also require a lot of physiotherapists. We'll definitely have a session with all of us, and only for teachers then, not for children, because that would be a different session. So thank you so much for taking out time and being with us. Thank you once again, and Jai Hind.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Manu, I'll just take a minute from you. We have Vibha ma'am, the headmistress junior school, raising her hand. So we'll take that question first.
Actually, this is a mother asking a question to Sonakshi ma'am. My daughter is fond of nail art.
Okay.
I can see her experimenting every day. But the only question that disturbs me, the nail remover that she is using every day on her nail, will that not harm?
Sorry, yeah, you were saying. There are nail removers which help, which are which are toxic free. So you can always buy them because they do like applying nail paint every day is also a little bit harmful. So I keep a gap also between them. Like a few days, I'll just keep my nails without any nail paint so that it helps them to grow also and let them breathe. But yes, some removers do harm, but you can always opt for the ones which are toxic and other free. Like I'll tell you the ones.
Please share the name.
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Sonakshi ma'am. So with this, students, you see your headmistress ma'am and your principal ma'am coming out with some secrets. So we know now where to approach and how. Thank you so much. Over to the compeers.
With this, we come to the end of today's event.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today. Hoping to see you all soon. Being here was been like reading an interesting novel that we don't want to end, and that leaves us craving for more. Hoping we have a sequel of Everyday Miracles. And that's all for today. We will see you tomorrow at 10:30 sharp live on our YouTube channel. Having said that, I would request our guests and the dignitaries to kindly exit the Zoom room. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Thank you.